Today I'd like to share with you a couple verses from Psalm 68. And it's funny, in my study Bible, which I've used for many, many years, if you look in the footnotes of mine, it says, this is the most difficult of the Psalms to interpret. This is Psalm 68. And scholars aren't exactly sure what it was used for, whether it was a liturgy for a festival celebration in the temple. But I picked a couple verses from this psalm because it does talk about worship, and it also talks about the character of the God we worship. Because people can worship all kinds of things. Worship that is Christian is about ultimate concern with that which is ultimate. That's what a man named Paul Tillich, that's how he defined religion, that it's ultimate concern with that which is ultimate. A lot of people can give ultimate concern to things that really don't have ultimate value. And the verses I want to highlight here are about the character of God in verses 4 and 5, where we're invited first to worship, sing to God, sing praises to his name, lift up a song to him who rides upon the clouds. His name is the Lord, be exultant before him. Father of orphans and protector of widows is God in his holy habitation. So again, what does this say about the God we worship and how we worship? First of all, sometimes, we're not all musical. Some people play instruments. Some people love to sing. Other people don't play any instruments. As I always say, I play the radio and the audience. That's what I play. I don't play any other instruments. And but some people wonder, why is singing such a part of our worship experience that we enjoy together on Sundays? And it's because over and over and over again, especially in the book of Psalms, which is the hymn book or the worship book of the Bible, we see that singing is part of how we express our praise, our gratitude to God. And sometimes those of us here in New England, we can derisively be known as the frozen chosen because we're not necessarily as expressive in worship as some other people may be, whether people who are more charismatic or Pentecostal, or people who just have different ethnic backgrounds than many of us have. But notice that Psalm 68, it tells us, be exultant before him. As I'm filming this, last night Jill was watching the Philadelphia Phillies play the San Diego Padres in the National League Championship Series, and Sunday night before this, Jill was watching the Eagles beat the Cowboys on Sunday Night Football, and I can tell you that Jill was exultant in both those cases as the Eagles and the Phillies won. And sports fans often are. Well, we are to be exultant in worship. We are to be free and to express our praise, our joy, our gratitude to God, recognizing that we worship a God who looks after the most vulnerable, the most needy, father of orphans, protector of widows, and we could add many other types of people, those who are most vulnerable. God is looking out for them, and we should as well.